Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So sorry for not uploading in a while, I was busy with something, but I'm hoping to upload frequently now. So starting with the video, I'm going to be reviewing and installing Solus OS, or Solus Project, as it is now named. So a little background information about Solus is that it was originally released in 2012, so it has been a while, and it was released as Solus OS, but it underwent a big change. Everything was rewritten, and now it is a much cleaner and better distribution. And it was created by a man named Ike Doherty, I believe that's how you say it, and it is also multilingual and a rolling release. So let's download it. So to download it, you can go to solus-project.com, and this is the Solus homepage. So now here you have some information about it, and now if you want to download it, you can go over here, click on download. It will be the third item in the menu. And now there are two main variants of this Solus distribution that are officially supported. The first is Solus regular, and this features the Budgie desktop environment. Now I believe Budgie was created by the Solus developers themselves, and it is a very good looking, I'm going to say this a lot in the video, very good looking desktop environment. It works really well. I'll review it later on in the video. And the second variant is the Solus Mate or Solus Mate, and this is featuring, of course, the Mate or Mate desktop environment. So now here, all the way at the bottom are the system requirements. So if you want to install it onto a computer, you have to have either a DVD drive or USB port, and the USB drive has to be 2 gigabytes or bigger. Your hard disk has to have at least 10 gigabytes of hard drive space that's available, 2 gigabytes of RAM for an optimal experience. You can have less, you can have more, it depends. And your computer has to have a 64-bit processor. So with all that aside, to download it, you can go here, whichever one you want, either Solus Budgie or Solus Mate, and click on the nearest location. So I'm in the Americas, so I'm going to click San Francisco here, and it should start downloading here. Now there's also a torrent version available here. You can click on that, and here you can click this right here, and now click download torrent file now, and that will get the torrent file. Now the media size is actually significantly less than many other popular distributions. It is 976 megabytes. Most of them are about 1.2 gigabytes, so that's nice. It's pretty minimal. So that's it for right now, and I'm going to resume the video when I flashed it to a USB and booted it up. Okay, so Solus has booted up, and this is what it looks like. So you can see right off the bat that it looks very beautiful. We have the launcher here, the notification panel here, but I'll be reviewing that later. For now, let's install it. So to install it, click this blue button here. It should say Install OS. So you want to click that, and the installer should open up. So now here, of course, you have two options. One is to continue using the live preview if you just want to test it out, but I'm going to be installing to the disk. So click this first option here. Select your languages. If your language isn't listed here, you want to click on this 3 dots here, and you'll have the whole list of languages. Now you can select your language here. If you don't want to find it automatically, you can skip this, click next, and then select your keyboard. You can test it out down here. Okay, good. Then you select your time zone. Next. And now here you want to select where you want to install Solus onto. So my hard disk is empty, so I'm just going to install it on this one. But you can partition it if you want to, and manually select where you want it to be installed. So I'm just going to use automatic partitioning. Click Next. And now you can have some advanced options here like LVM, Logical Volume Management, and Encryption. But I don't want that, so just turn that off. Next. And then here you can type the host name. So I'll just do byte Solus. And of course, make sure to check install a bootloader. Well, actually, hostname should be lowercase. So this is a wrong hostname. Let's fix that. Okay, and make sure you check install a bootloader, and then click Next. And now here's where you want to set up your user profile. So you can just do your username, your real name, and this little check means that it is valid. Password, and then make sure to confirm your password. And of course, click Add Now. But here there is a checkbox saying that this user should have administrator capabilities. It will be grayed out and automatically checked because this is the first user. But any additional users you add, you will have an option to check and uncheck that. Add Now, and then click Next. And this is a summary or recap of everything that you selected. Make sure everything looks good. And once everything is good, hit install. It'll give you a warning. And make sure you've backed up everything. If you're very sure, click OK, and it will install. Okay, so it will take a while, but it should install successfully. So I'll resume when it's finished installing. Okay, so Solus just finished installing, and you will have this beautiful screen here saying that you may now exit the installer. So you can exit it out right here and play around with it a little bit more as a live user, but if you just want to restart it immediately and get into the actual OS from the hard disk, you just can click Restart Now. So that's what I'm going to do and start reviewing it. So this is the Solus login screen. So while it's logging in, the default wallpaper, at least for me, is this beautiful fall landscape here with the different colored leaves and fallen leaves. It's really beautiful. Okay, so the desktop has initialized, and this is the full Solus desktop with the Budgie desktop environment. So let's take a look at these different items up here at the top. So starting from the far left, you have your application menu, which you can access by clicking this button right here. And the first item here is the All category. And under the All category, you have all these different subcategories, which are also listed on the side here. So you have accessories, internet, office, sound and video, sundry or miscellaneous, system settings, system tools, and utilities. Now next to that, you have your application icons. And now there are a few here, but you can add more later if you want. Now hopping over to the right side, you have your system icons here. So internet connections, notifications, and if you add a notification, this little icon here will be red, volume, and power menu. Next to that is the clock, and weirdly enough, the calendar isn't actually displayed when you click on these texts here, but you can open it using the calendar application by clicking here and then clicking on calendar. Great. Next to that is the application menu, which you can also access by clicking this notification bell here. And in the notification menu, you have your applets on the first menu here, in which you can change your volume, view the calendar, and set your output and input lines, and turn them on and off if you want to. That's really handy if you want to quickly switch. And then the second item is the notifications menu. Great. So that was the bar at the top. Now let's take a look at some of the applications that come pre-installed. So under accessories, you have the file manager, calculator, and text editor, Gedit. Now the file manager is Nautilus, so it looks like this, and is very similar to the GNOME file manager. Yep, you have that. Now under internet, it comes pre-installed with Mozilla Firefox, HexChat, Thunderbird Mail, and Transmission BitTorrent client. So pretty minimal there. In Office, you actually don't have the Libre Office suite installed, but you can install that manually later. And you have Calendar. Under sound and video, VLC media player and Rhythm Box music player. So you have a bit of both. Under the miscellaneous or sundry section, you have your print settings and iBus preferences. System settings, you have all the different settings, subsettings that you would find in the actual settings application. So you look here, taking a little while, okay. If you look here and you go over to the menu, all these different icons here appear here so you can get to them quickly. That's also very handy. Then you also have some things like Gparted, which is a disk manager. Of course, you would need root permissions to run it. And you can set different partitions, delete them, create them, stuff like that. Terminal and dconf editor. Finally, under utilities, we have some basic stuff like system, monitor, disks, archive manager, document viewer, just the basic stuff. Great, so it's pretty minimal. It doesn't include a whole barrage of applications. That's nice, you can manually install them later. Okay, so now the next part of this review is going to be looking at the package manager on Solus, installing a few applications, and doing a bit of customization. So now, if we open up the Software Center, which is this blue icon here, in the menu, we are greeted with the graphical front end for EOPKG. Now, EOPKG is the package manager for Solus systems. It was actually developed by the Solus developers and is not based off anything. And as you would expect with this kind of new and not very well known package manager, there aren't many applications. But Solus did a very good job of organizing the different types of software into these 8 categories here. So you have desktop software, gaming, multimedia, internet, office, programming, security, and system software. So let me just look for some programming IDEs. So let's go here. And yep, you have the integrated developer environments here. And there are actually a good amount of fairly well-known applications here. So Atom, Brackets, and you have Bluefish here. Now some programming libraries. Yep, you have all the different ones that you might need. That's really handy. Okay, and all these different things here. So let me try to install Libre Office since it is not installed by default. Let's click on Office Software, and I believe, yep, here is the LibreOffice suite here. So you can install all of them by installing LibreOffice All, or you can just install an individual one. I'm going to install Writer, so just click on that one. You can actually click on it. Okay, click install. And now it shows you the dependencies that are also going to be installed with this. And that's really handy. So you can click on that if you want to and just look at those. And it shows you the version here too, if you ever want to reference it. And then just click install. Enter your password. And it should install it. So down here it shows you exactly what's being installed, the dependency, and how fast you are installing it. So let me just let that run. So LibreOffice is finished installing, and I didn't experience any bugs or glitches or anything, which is impressive. And also down here you have some other information about the application, such as the size of the application and the licenses that it falls under. So let's close out of that and launch it. So I expect it to be under Office. Yep, here it is. Let's open it up. You get this default screen here. And here it is. Excellent. Just make sure everything works here. It's good. So we have all this. Now let's close out of this and let's actually take a look at the package manager using the terminal. So let's open up the terminal and look at it. So if you type in EOPKG help, you get the list of all the different commands. So you have all the basic commands such as add repository, build, delete cache, enable repository, disable repository, index, install, list, remove, and search and upgrade. So you have all that stuff. And now one thing that I did find very handy is sudo eopkg up. And this is a command that will essentially look through all the applications that need to be updated and then update them and install it. So if you just run that and enter your password, it will update it and view all the packages that need to be updated. So I recommend running this if you install this on your computer to make sure everything is up to date. And this will, update your information. So I already updated everything, which is why I just did this, but it will take a while, but I think it's worth it. So everything works there. Let's just go to, see, we have the desktop folder, so you can place icons on the desktop and all your basic folders here. So now let's do a bit of customizing. Now you might be wondering, what is this theme here? Now I'm pretty sure this is the Arc theme, but let's see it. So there actually isn't any way by default to edit the look and feel with this desktop, but it's Linux, so you have to be able to. So to do it, open up your Software Center again, and what you want to install is the GNOME Tweak Tool. Now, lots of aspects in the Budgie desktop environment were borrowed from GNOME, including the implementation of the GTK window toolkit. So, we can install this and then actually view and change the icons, fonts, and themes that were installed. So let's install this and see the different settings. So that installed very fast. Let's open it up. So GNOME Tweak Tool. No, Tweak Tool is just Tweak Tool. Open that up, and you have your GNOME Tweak Tool. And of course, it is Arc Darker, which means only the window bar at the top becomes dark. The rest of it is light, and it comes with all 3 of the Arc variants. So if you want fully dark experience, you can list to Arc Dark, and also select this global dark theme to make everything dark. But I like it like Arc Darker. Let's have it like that. And the cursor is the Breeze Snow cursor, which is very similar to the KDE cursor, and it looks very beautiful. Now on the desktop, you can choose to add icons on the desktop. Here they are over here. And select which ones you want over here. So like that. So now if you want to change the background, you can use this and select the one that you want. And you can also set the lock screen on if you want to, or you can also open up the settings application and install through there like GNOME. So just open it up and I'll show you. If you go to background, looks very similar to GNOME, and you can set it individually just like that. And now here are the wallpapers that come pre-installed. So you have some Solus ones, that looks really nice, and some other landscape ones. That's good. Let's close that. Now you also can do fonts, keyboard settings, power settings, startup applications, top bar here. Now that actually works. If you want to include the date and seconds here, you can enable that. You also have some typing options, windows, to select all this stuff here, and then workspaces. Let's close out of that. And let me just change the background. Kind of refresh there for a second. And I'm going to do that by using the settings application. Background. Wow, that does look really pretty. And I'll just set that as my lock screen wallpaper as well. And it's consistent. So here we have the Solus desktop over here. Now, as a final step, let me take a look at the RAM usage and the CPU usage when using Solus. So let me open up the system monitor. And yep, of course, the package manager is in fact Nautilus. That's good. You have all those features there. Now if we go to resources, we can see exactly how much is being used. So on network, of course, there's nothing there. On memory and swap, it is currently using 689.2 megabytes, around 700 of my 8 gigabytes. And on swap, it's using nothing. On my CPU, it's using 33% of mine, and I'm currently running, let's see, go to about system details. I am running a 3.2 gigahertz processor, an i5, so it's using 30% of that. It's going up a little bit right now because it's open, but on idle, it's using about 30%, which is very good. So everyone, that's going to be it for this video. Now just a recap of what I'm running. I'm currently running Solus OS, or the Solus project. I'm running the 2017.01.01 release. And I'm currently running the Budgie desktop environment. Now, my 2 cents about this distribution are that it is very beautiful. I mean very beautiful. It might even dethrone Deepin OS, not sure, but definitely Elementary OS, in my opinion. And it's also fairly minimal, so you can run it on some pretty old computers, but of course it won't run as fast as some XFCE or LXDE distributions, but still very good. Now that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Linux videos. See you in the next video.